If my brother visits this weekend, we'll play basketball. When you play with fire, you get burned. If I had known there was a test today, I would have studied. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Learn English with Fatima. The sentences you just heard were all examples of conditionals, which is the topic of today's video. Conditional sentences talk about real or hypothetical results of real or hypothetical actions, also known as conditions. So the condition leads to the result. There are 5 main types of conditionals: zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional, third conditional, and mixed conditional. The main difference between the types of conditionals is how real or unreal they are and when they are happening, the past, present, or future. First, let's talk about what it means to be hypothetical. If something is hypothetical, it means it's imagined or supposed, but it doesn't mean it's real. So when we talk about hypotheticals in conditionals, it means we are imagining an event in the past, present, or future, but that event is not real at the time we are stating it. To make things less confusing, we can also refer to events as real or unreal. So instead of hypothetical, we can say unreal. But it's important to know what hypothetical means when you're learning about conditionals. Let's move on to the zero conditional. The zero conditional is about things that are always true. It describes direct cause and effect. When it snows, it means it's cold outside. The zero conditional starts with if or when, then states an action, and then a direct result of that action. There is a comma that divides the action and the result. The action we can also refer to as the if or when clause, and then the result we can refer to as the result clause. In the zero conditional, the verb tense for both the action and the result are in the present simple tense. If you don't sleep, you feel tired. The first conditional talks about a future action that is realistic and a real result if that hypothetical action were to happen. If I study hard, I will pass this class. To form the first conditional, we usually start with if and then a present simple action. This makes our action clause. Then we use a future result using will. This is our result clause. We use a comma to divide the two clauses. If I go to work on time, my boss will be happy. The second conditional talks about an unrealistic action and an unrealistic result. So these are hypotheticals that are unreal. If I met a celebrity, I would feel so nervous. To form the second conditional, we start with if, then the unrealistic action or the hypothetical action in the past simple tense. This is our action or if clause. Then a comma, and then our result clause. For our result clause, we use would or could with a base form of a verb. So this could look like, if I were on a cruise in the Caribbean, I would swim every day. The third conditional is used to talk about unreal events in the past. We usually use it to talk about regret. Because this event didn't happen, this other result didn't happen either. For example, if I had known my mother was upset, I would have brought her flowers. To form the third conditional, we use if, then had with a past participle, and then a comma. This is our if, or our action clause. Then we use would, could, or might. The meaning changes with each one we select. And then have plus a past participle. For example, if I had known the bus would be early, I would have walked faster to the bus stop. The mixed conditional talks about unreal actions and their unreal result and uses a mix of the present and past to do so. If I hadn't bought a car, I would be taking the bus. To form the mixed conditional, we can combine the second and third conditionals. For example, the third conditional could form the past unreal action, and the second conditional could form the present unreal result. If I had known the event was canceled, I wouldn't be standing outside the locked door. Or to form a mixed conditional, the second conditional could form the present action, which affected the past result, which is the third conditional. If I were taller, I could have reached the top shelf. Be careful. A common mistake when forming conditionals is to put the modal verb in the action clause or the if clause. For example, if I will quit, I would get a better job. Instead state, if I quit, I would get a better job. We never put the modal verb in the action clause. Another common example, when she could buy a car, she will stop biking. This is incorrect. Instead say, when she buys a car, she will stop biking. Here I've put all of the conditionals we've talked about today into one chart. I have the 0, first, second, third, and mixed conditional, their action clause and what tense they use, their result clause and what tense that uses, and then what we use the conditional for. So for the 0 conditional, the action clause is in the present simple tense, and the result clause is in the present simple tense. We use the 0 conditional for things that are always true or to talk about cause or effect. For the first conditional, the action clause is in the present simple tense, and the result clause is in the future tense using will. We use the first conditional to talk about possible actions and their future realistic results. The second conditional uses its action clause in the past simple tense, and its result clause has would or could plus a base verb. We use the second conditional to talk about hypothetical or unreal actions and their hypothetical result. For the third conditional, we use had plus a past participle in the action clause, and we use would, could, or might plus have plus a past participle in the result clause. We use the third conditional to talk about hypothetical events and their results, all in the past. Finally, for the mixed conditional, remember we can combine either the second and third or the third and then the second conditionals. So the action clause can have either the past simple tense, or it can have had plus a past participle. And then the result clause will have the opposite. It will have either would, could, or might plus have plus a past participle, or it will have would or could plus a base verb. We used mixed conditionals to talk about hypothetical events and their results, and we use a mix of the past and the present. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out my other grammar videos on my YouTube channel. See you next time. Bye!